We were told categorically there was no parents' race.
Right.
But then they called a last minute parents' race. And
You weren't
maybe
prepared.
the competitive side in both of us were like, we have to take part.
And I got to meet loads of amazing families, loads of amazing parents, hearing firsthand what they were going through, what their experiences of parenthood was really like.
For years, the British royal family has thrived on one powerful rule: silence. But that silence has just been shattered. Kate Middleton and her mother, Carole Middleton, have finally revealed a truth so shocking it could change everything we thought we knew about the monarchy. What could be so explosive that it has forced them to break their silence after all this time? What did Queen Elizabeth secretly plan for Kate's future? And why was Carole Middleton, a woman with no royalties, at the center of it all? The answer lies in hidden letters, private meetings, and a revelation that could shake the very foundation of the royal family. This is not just another royal scandal, this is the truth they never wanted you to hear. Before we uncover this bombshell, we must first understand how Kate's journey to royalty was carefully orchestrated. Carole Middleton's journey from a middle-class entrepreneur to the mother of the future queen is nothing short of remarkable. She wasn't born into royalty, yet she played a crucial role in shaping one of the most influential women in modern monarchy. Behind Kate's poised public appearances and seamless adaptation to royal life was a mother who had meticulously prepared her for this path long before anyone suspected what was coming. Carole Middleton understood the power of positioning. She built a successful business, Party Pieces, from scratch, turning a simple idea into a thriving enterprise. But her greatest investment was in her children, especially Kate. From an early age, Kate was taught resilience, discretion, and the importance of carrying herself with grace. Carole ensured her daughter attended the best schools, cultivated the right friendships, and understood the subtle art of navigating elite circles. When Kate entered St. Andrews University, where she would eventually meet Prince William, it wasn't just a stroke of luck. Carole had guided her toward opportunities where she could thrive, knowing that her daughter had the qualities that would set her apart. Kate was more than just a young woman with a striking presence. She was well-mannered, confident, and prepared for the kind of scrutiny that would come with stepping into the royal spotlight. The royal family took notice of Carole Middleton early on. Unlike other commoners who had married into the institution, Kate arrived with a level of polish that seemed almost unnatural for someone without aristocratic roots. This wasn't an accident. Carole had trained her daughter to understand the unwritten rules of royalty long before she officially entered the fold. Kate never made reckless moves, never courted unnecessary attention, and remained composed under pressure. These were lessons ingrained in her from home. But not everyone within the palace was pleased with Carole's influence. While some saw her as a supportive mother, others viewed her as overly ambitious, a woman determined to secure a powerful future for her daughter. Whispers circulated about whether the Middletons were too involved, whether Carole had orchestrated Kate's rise with careful precision. The tension was undeniable. For some traditionalists, the idea of a middle-class woman playing such a pivotal role in royal affairs was unsettling. Yet, Carole never wavered. She remained Kate's quiet pillar of strength, offering guidance during the most challenging moments. From the relentless media pressure in Kate's early years to the intense scrutiny that came with her engagement, Carole was always there, ensuring her daughter never faltered. When Kate was criticized for being too composed and too calculated, it was clear she had learned from a mother who understood that survival in the royal world required more than just charm, it required strategy. As Kate seamlessly stepped into her role within the royal family, it became clear that Carole's influence had been one of the defining factors of her success. This was not just the story of a young woman who married a prince, it was the story of a mother who had quietly shaped the future of the monarchy without ever setting foot inside the palace gates herself. As Carole shaped Kate's path, the Queen was watching closely and had her plans for Kate's future. The discovery was nothing short of extraordinary. In the quiet halls of Balmoral Castle, a collection of private letters surfaced, letters penned by Queen Elizabeth herself in her final years. Among them was a message addressed specifically to Kate Middleton, a letter that would alter the course of royal history. It was not simply a note of encouragement or a farewell gesture. It was a declaration, a carefully crafted blueprint for the future of the monarchy. As Kate unfolded the parchment, the weight of its words became clear. "Catherine, you are the future of the royal family." It was not an invitation but a directive, a passing of the torch in a way no one had anticipated. The Queen had always maintained a composed public demeanor, rarely showing favoritism. Yet, within these private words, Her vision was unmistakable. She saw in Kate a modern royal who could bridge the gap between tradition and change, someone who could ensure the monarchy remained relevant in an evolving world. But Kate was not the only one who felt the impact of these letters. Across the room, Camilla's reaction was impossible to ignore. The revelation was more than unexpected, it was destabilizing. For years, she had been reassured that her role as Queen Consort was secured, that she was the one Queen Elizabeth had ultimately entrusted with maintaining royal traditions. Yet, these letters suggested something entirely different. Had the late Queen always intended for Kate to rise beyond her expected role? Was Camilla's position only ever meant to be temporary? The atmosphere inside the palace shifted immediately. What had once been an unspoken understanding that Camilla was the chosen one to stand beside King Charles was suddenly being questioned. If the Queen had secretly placed her faith in Kate, what did that mean for the current balance of power? And more importantly, what did it mean for the future of the monarchy? Other members of the royal family reacted with a mixture of shock and unease. The contents of the letters were not meant for public consumption, yet their existence had ignited speculation and uncertainty. Prince William, ever the diplomat, remained steadfast by Kate's side, silently acknowledging the gravity of what had just been uncovered. King Charles, on the other hand, was harder to read. Did he already know about these letters? Or was this revelation as much a surprise to him as it was to everyone else? One thing was clear, these were not just sentimental messages from a grandmother to her granddaughter-in-law. They were strategic, intentional, and filled with meaning that extended far beyond personal affection. Queen Elizabeth had been preparing for this moment long before her passing. She had observed, calculated, and ultimately decided who she believed could carry the monarchy into the future. But these letters weren't just about Kate. Queen Elizabeth's plan had a hidden message that would shake the monarchy. The tension in the room was suffocating. Inside Balmoral Castle, where the royal family had gathered for what should have been a routine discussion, the atmosphere had shifted into something far more unsettling. Kate Middleton sat upright, her hands steady, her expression unreadable. Before she laid the letters, sealed words from a queen who had always been deliberate in her choices. The silence was deafening as she read aloud. Each sentence carried weight, each word carefully crafted by Queen Elizabeth in her final months. But it was one line that caused the air in the room to change. "Catherine, you are the future of the royal family." Camilla's grip on her chair tightened. The color drained from her face as realization set in. For years, she had believed her role was cemented. She had been publicly acknowledged by Queen Elizabeth as the future Queen Consort. Yet here, in the late Queen's own words, was a different truth, one that had never been spoken out loud. Had she only been a placeholder, a bridge between monarchs while the true future of the royal family was quietly being molded behind the scenes? King Charles' reaction was harder to decipher. His expression remained stoic, his hands folded on the table before him. Did he already know about the letters? Had Queen Elizabeth confided in him? Or was he just as blindsided as Camilla? If he had known, why had he never spoken of it? And if he hadn't, what did this revelation mean for the power dynamics of the monarchy? The weight of the moment wasn't lost on the other royals in the room. Some sat in stunned silence, others exchanged wary glances. It wasn't just about succession anymore, it was about trust. Queen Elizabeth had placed hers in Kate, quietly and deliberately, without ever making it public. She had seen something in her that she had not in Camilla. Kate's influence had been steadily growing for years, her grace under pressure earning her public admiration and unwavering support. Unlike Camilla, whose path to the throne had been riddled with controversy, Kate had been accepted with open arms by the people. She was the royal family's strongest asset, one that Queen Elizabeth had carefully shaped for the future. Carole Middleton, though silent at that moment, was watching everything unfold. She had always known her daughter's potential and had always prepared her for the weight of responsibility. But now it was no longer a quiet understanding between mother and daughter. It was written proof that Kate had been chosen. As the meeting at Balmoral came to an end, the reality was undeniable. The Queen's plan had been revealed, and with it, the very balance of power had begun to shift. The monarchy was standing at a crossroads, and at the center of it all was Kate Middleton. But was this just about Kate and Camilla? Or was Carole Middleton a key player in this royal power shift? For years, the public saw nothing but smiles and carefully crafted moments of unity between Kate Middleton and Queen Consort Camilla. But behind palace doors, the truth was far more complicated. The relationship between these two women had been defined not by open conflict, but by quiet competition, a battle of influence that had played out in the shadows of the royal family. Camilla had spent decades carving out her place within the monarchy. Her path had not been easy, marked by public scrutiny and relentless criticism. But by the time she was officially acknowledged as Queen Consort, she had solidified her standing. She had earned King Charles's unwavering support and, in her mind, the confidence of Queen Elizabeth. But then came Kate, young, elegant, and beloved by the public in a way Camilla never had been. From the moment she stepped into the royal spotlight, there was something different about her. She didn't just follow tradition, she redefined it. Where Camilla relied on old-school royal formalities, Kate embraced a modern approach. She connected effortlessly with the people, engaging in causes that mattered to a new generation. Queen Elizabeth took notice. The late monarch was never one to openly show favoritism, but her actions spoke volumes. She positioned Kate prominently at royal events, assigned her more responsibilities, and lent her jewelry from her collection, symbols of deep trust within the royal family. Camilla, despite her seniority, often found herself overshadowed. Behind the scenes, the tension grew. Camilla was a product of an older era where the monarchy operated with rigid rules and a certain detachment from the public. Kate, on the other hand, represented change. Her focus on mental health, early childhood development, and relatable public appearances made her the face of a new, modern royal family. The divide between them was clear, yet never openly discussed. Palace aides worked tirelessly to maintain the illusion of unity, carefully managing their public interactions. But those closest to the royal family saw the subtle shifts, the forced pleasantries, the occasional cold stares, the silent tug-of-war over influence. As Queen Elizabeth's health declined, Camilla may have believed she had secured her place, but the revelation of the Queen's private letters proved otherwise. It was a moment that changed everything. Had the Queen always intended for Kate to take the lead in shaping the monarchy's future? And if so, had Camilla suspected it all along? Some insiders speculated that Camilla had tried to curtail Kate's growing influence, using her position as Charles's wife to ensure that her role remained dominant. But if that was her plan, it had failed. The Queen had left behind her vision for the monarchy, and it centered around Kate. Kate's rise was inevitable, but her journey wasn't without challenges. From the outside, Kate Middleton's life appeared flawless, a future queen with grace, charm, and a seemingly perfect family. But behind closed doors, the pressure was relentless. Every move she made was analyzed, every expression scrutinized, and every decision questioned. The weight of royal duty was one thing, but the expectations placed upon her was something else entirely. From the moment she stepped into the royal spotlight, Kate was compared to those who came before her. Some saw glimpses of Princess Diana in her, expecting her to embody the same warmth and vulnerability. Others held her to the impossible standard of a perfect royal wife, silent, composed, and unwaveringly supportive of her husband. The media was ruthless. When she and Prince William briefly separated during their early years, headlines were quick to label her as just another woman waiting for a prince. Even after their marriage, she was constantly judged, not just as a royal, but as a wife and mother. Through it all, one person remained her unwavering source of strength: Carole Middleton. While many royal wives had to navigate the complexities of the monarchy alone, Kate had her mother by her side. Carole had always been her quiet anchor, offering advice, reassurance, and the kind of unconditional support that was rare within the palace. Whenever Kate felt overwhelmed, it was Carole who reminded her why she belonged in the royal family, not because she had married into it, but because she had been prepared for it. But no amount of preparation could shield Kate from the toll royal life would take on her health. Pregnancy should have been a joyous time, but for Kate it became a battle. She suffered from hyperemesis gravidarum, a severe form of morning sickness that left her hospitalized. She was forced to step back from her duties, something she hated doing, knowing that the media would speculate about her absence. While the public saw glimpses of her smiling at events, behind the scenes she was struggling just to function. Even after her children were born, the demands of royal life never eased. Every parenting decision was scrutinized. Was she too modern? Too traditional? Was she raising her children with enough royal influence? The constant need to appear composed, even on days when she felt exhausted or overwhelmed, weighed heavily on her. And then there was the impact on her marriage. William and Kate had always been a strong team, but the pressures of royal life tested them in ways few could understand. William had grown up witnessing the destruction of his parents' marriage under the weight of royal expectations. He was determined to protect Kate from experiencing the same fate, but there were moments when the scrutiny felt unbearable. Yet, through every challenge, Kate remained steadfast. She knew she had a role to play, not just as William's wife, but as a future queen who could modernize the monarchy in ways no one else could. She found strength in her family, in her belief in the causes she championed, and in the quiet moments away from the cameras where she could simply be herself. Despite the struggles, Kate continued to redefine the royal family in her way. Kate Middleton is not just fulfilling the role of a future queen, she is redefining what it means to be one. In a monarchy steeped in tradition, she has found a way to balance the old with the new, bringing a fresh, modern approach to an institution that has long resisted change. Unlike those before her, Kate understands that being royal is no longer just about appearances, it's about connection. She has used her platform to bridge the gap between the palace and the people, making the royal family feel more accessible than ever before. At the heart of her mission is her commitment to children's welfare, mental health, and strong family values. Kate has taken on initiatives that go beyond mere charity work. She is actively shaping policies and programs that focus on early childhood development, knowing that the first few years of a child's life are crucial. Her work with mental health awareness has resonated deeply, especially with younger generations who have long viewed the monarchy as distant and out of touch. She speaks openly about the struggles of parenthood, showing vulnerability in a way that royals before her never dared to. Yet, despite her modern approach, Kate has never disrespected royal traditions. She understands the importance of heritage and has honored the legacy of Queen Elizabeth in subtle yet significant ways. Whether through her carefully chosen wardrobe, her poise at royal engagements, or her adherence to royal protocols, she has found a way to bring evolution without rebellion. She is neither trying to erase the past nor blindly follow it. She is shaping a monarchy that can survive in the modern world. Much of Kate's strength still comes from the woman who raised her. Carole Middleton's influence is evident in Kate's confidence, her ability to handle public scrutiny, and her devotion to family. Unlike many royals who have relied on palace aides for guidance, Kate has kept her mother as a trusted advisor. While Carole remains behind the scenes, her impact is undeniable. She has ensured that Kate never loses sight of who she is, no matter how much pressure she faces. The public has taken notice. While Camilla has struggled to gain widespread affection, Kate's popularity has only grown. She has become the royal family's greatest asset, the one who represents the future in a way no one else can. People see her as a relatable figure, a woman who, despite her royal title, understands the everyday struggles of modern life. This contrast between Kate and Camilla has only fueled speculation about the monarchy's future. Could Kate's influence eventually surpass even that of the current queen consort? With Kate at the center, what does the future of the monarchy look like? The monarchy stands on the brink of transformation. Queen Elizabeth's private letters were more than just words on paper. They were a roadmap for the future, a carefully crafted vision for the survival of the royal family. And at the center of it all was Kate Middleton. But these letters have raised more questions than answers. Was Kate always meant to be more than just a queen consort? Did the late queen see her as the true stabilizing force for the monarchy, someone who could carry the institution forward in ways no one else could? The influence of the Middletons has never been stronger. While Carole Middleton has never held an official royal title, her role behind the scenes has been undeniable. She was the architect of Kate's poise, the strategist behind her ability to navigate royal life, and perhaps even the reason Kate was prepared for the burden of responsibility that now rests on her shoulders. But does her influence extend beyond her daughter? Has Carole's quiet power shaped more royal decisions than the public realizes? As King Charles settles into his reign, the dynamic between him, William, and Kate is shifting in ways that cannot be ignored. Charles may hold the throne, but Kate and William hold the future. Public support continues to shift in their favor, with many already seeing them as the monarchy's true leaders. William's steady presence and Kate's undeniable connection with the people have placed them in a position of influence that Charles and Camilla may struggle to match. The divide within the royal family is no longer about titles, it is about trust. Queen Elizabeth's final letters made her intentions clear, and while they were meant to guide, they may have also exposed a hidden power struggle. If Kate was indeed meant to lead, where does that leave Camilla? If Carole Middleton's guidance has been so crucial, how much longer will the royal family tolerate her silent influence? As the monarchy steps into an uncertain future, one thing is undeniable. The Middletons have changed the royal family forever. Kate has emerged as the face of a new era, one that blends tradition with modernity and duty with relatability. And now, with the truth finally revealed, the monarchy may never be the same again. What do you think Queen Elizabeth truly intended for Kate's future? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more royal revelations